So you think all bottles of water are created equally? Think again. I'm going to talk about it here in this video. Hi there, I'm Coach Tonya with a Critical Bench, and in this video I'm going to talk all about what's really in that drinking water, and specifically, are all of those bottles of water on the shelves at the grocery store the same? Not exactly. Are they terribly different? Well, not really either. But before I get into that, I want to make sure, because this video, what we do here is all about health and wellness and helping you feel your very best. So I'm going to be talking a lot about water today. But I also want to make sure you check out that pinned comment below for a fantastic product we have called 101 Superfoods. Now, this book is filled with the 101 superfoods that you need to know about and be including in your diet for optimal health and wellness. So make sure you check that pinned comment below to find out where you can go to get that, okay? Now, drinking water. What's really in our water bottles? What does all of that mean when you're standing in the water aisle, which, by the way, it's amazing. I mean, when you go to a grocery store and you stand in the water aisle and there is like hundreds, thousands of bottles of water labeled differently, some packaged really, elaborately. I can remember as a young girl drinking out of the hose. Okay, I can remember doing that, and none of us would dare do that now. It's a huge industry, and it's become, the quality of our water has become something very important when we consider our health and wellness. So, the first kind of water I actually want to talk about is maybe what you're putting, or what a lot of us are putting into our water bottles ourselves, and that is tap water. So, tap water is just, you turn on the tap, and there it is. And if you live in North America, you're pretty lucky because it's pretty much, you're guaranteed you're going to be getting safe drinking water, okay? Because cities, towns, municipalities have standards in place to treat and test water regularly and consistently to make sure that it's safe to drink and free of contaminants. Now, does that mean that that never happens? Of course not. Nothing is ever 100% foolproof. However, compared to a lot of countries in the world, we're relatively lucky that we can go to the tap, turn it on, and fill a glass and have a drink of water. Now, depending where you travel in North America, you may find that the water tastes very different. And of course it should, because it's coming from a different source. Some places you may find it tastes very kind of chemically or almost like a little bit bleachy-ish or something, or it's got a real mineral-y, tinny taste. And that just has to do with the first of all, how hard the water is, considering the source it comes from, and what treatment process it goes through to remove any contaminants or bacteria, anything that they have to do to that water from that source to make it clean and keep it safe for human consumption. The second type of water that I want to talk about is mineral water. Now, mineral water it kind of sounds very, sounds very classy, mineral water. And mineral water is bottled from a mineral spring, and it has a lot of minerals in it. And what some people believe is that by drinking mineral water, they're going to be getting more minerals in their body, particularly minerals that your body doesn't make. However, you can get a lot of those minerals from your diet if you eat really well and really healthy. So it's not that drinking mineral water is like supplementing your diet, but it does have quite a few minerals in it which are good for you. There may be a few benefits too with consuming mineral water and help, supporting really good digestion. So there's that to take into account. And some people just prefer the taste of it. So that's really what you're getting in your bottle of mineral water. The downfall is that, mineral water can be a little more expensive to buy. So a lot of this comes down to what you like taste-wise and what you're willing to spend on your water. And mineral water is going to be one of those options that's going to cost more than taking it out of your own tap. Okay, the third type of water is spring or glacier water. And I don't know, but when I hear spring and glacier water, it just sounds clean, and I can almost feel that really icy, cold, crisp taste in my mouth. Now, spring and glacier water, the claim is that it's actually bottled at the source. So in that respect, it should be free of contamination. Is that 100%? Well, probably not, because contamination can get into water just about anywhere. But it's bottled at the source. Largely you can be very confident that it's free of contamination. It does have some trace minerals in it, which is a good thing. And it's readily available at your grocery store. So again, those are, I guess, the pros. You know, it's easy to come by. Some people really prefer the taste. But again, it's something that you're buying. It's sort of labeled specially as spring or glacier. So you're going to pay a little more money for it as well. Okay, number 4, I love this one. It's sparkling waters. Now, I like sparkling waters just as a treat or to use as just an alternative beverage when I'm out, just to feel like I'm having something fancy. And sparkling waters are just, they're infused with CO2 for that fizz. Now, some people just like the fizz, and that's why they drink sparkling water. Now, when you take those fizzy sparkling waters and you add flavor, it can really feel like you're having something a little special. So a lot of times sparkling waters are sweetened with artificial sweeteners. Sometimes they use fruit extracts, and sometimes it's just sugar. So if you're concerned about sugar, you want to watch and check the label to see what it's been sweetened with. They do tend to be mineralized, so again, you're getting some trace amounts of minerals in your sparkling water. And it's something that, you know, if you're actually on some sort of eating plan, or you're doing flexible dieting, or you're trying to watch calories, it's a really great way to have a drink with your meal or when you're out socially and feel like you're having something that's kind of fancy, but without added, you know, alcohol and calories and sugar. So it's a great option in that respect. Now again, sparkling water tends to be more pricey, so it's what you're willing to pay for your water. Moving right along, distilled water. Now, distilled water is water that has been boiled. So when you boil it, you boil out anything that's bad in it, okay? The steam is collected and that steam is condensed back into a liquid. Now, this is a great option for when you're traveling and you're not really sure of, you know, maybe you're traveling to a third world country, maybe you're just any country outside of your own, and you're not really sure about the facilities of where you're staying, what's going to be available as far as water. Is the tap water safe? Is it not safe? How far are you from a grocery store to, you know, purchase water? But distilled water is a great option when you're traveling, to know that what you're getting is safe and clean, and it's, you know, shouldn't make you sick. Now because the water's been boiled, you don't only boil anything out of it that might be harmful, but you also boil anything good in it. So any minerals that were in that water have been boiled out of it. So when the steam is collected and then condensed back into liquid, it's just water, nothing in it. So there's no added stuff. And some people think that, you know, drinking distilled water is actually going to pull minerals from your body, and that's a bad thing. You know, again, if you're eating a healthy diet and if you're eating food, you're going to be getting a lot of minerals in your body. So I think you would have to drink ridiculously unrealistic amounts of distilled water to actually cause harm to your body, because the distilled water is pulling so many minerals from your body that it's causing some sort of other issue. Other than that, that's really all there is to say about distilled water. Because it's a purchased water, it's going to cost a little more money. So it comes down to, do you want to pay for your water, or you just want to get it out of the tap? Okay, purified water. So purified, it is what it sounds like. It's been purified. It's tap water or groundwater that has been treated to remove any and all contamination, bacteria, anything in there that could cause harm by being consumed. Again, this is another great option when traveling. A lot of places, I mean, I've traveled to South America, I've traveled to some really obscure, off-the-grid kinds of places, and I've always been able to get purified or distilled water. So when you're traveling, whether you decide to take it with you because you're not sure where you're going to be able to get your water or what the water quality is going to be like, when you do travel, usually you can find a grocery store or a market somewhere, and you're pretty much can guarantee you're going to be able to find bottles of purified water. So again, it's if you're buying it locally, it's already the water that's coming out of your tap. It's just been, I guess, super treated. It's regular groundwater treated to remove anything. So with the purification process, again, anything good in it, like minerals, you know, is going to be removed. So there's nothing like extra. There's nothing extra in it. Again, it's going to cost more because you're purchasing it. So if you want to drink purified water and you do not mind spending money on buying your water, then this might be an option for you. Okay, flavored water. Now, this is a few things about flavored water. Flavored water is flavored, okay? Sometimes it's been infused with CO2 to make it fizzy, but ultimately it's flavored, and it can be flavored either with sugar or non-sugar, non-sugar sweeteners. Now, with flavored water, it can be a really great option for someone who just doesn't like water. And I know people that really just don't like water, which I find kind of comical because to me, water doesn't have a taste. It just feels good to drink it. But some people really, really do not like drinking water. They don't like the taste, I've heard. They just don't like it. But adding some flavor to the water gets them drinking more water. So if you're someone that does not drink water very often, and you're maybe a little on the dehydrated side, perhaps choosing a flavored water is going to be a way for you to get more water into your body, which is a good thing. It'll help increase your water intake. You might, again, want to check the label to see how that water's been sweetened. Has it been sweetened with sugar-based sweeteners or non-sugar sweeteners, okay? And again, if you are dieting for any reason, if you're on a flexible dieting schedule or you're following a specific eating plan where you are, watching macros and calories, a sweetened non-caloric, something that is sweetened with something that is not sugar, like your white processed sugar or a syrup, it can be a way for you to, socially be out and have a drink and feel like you're having something special without compromising your eating plan. Now, flavored waters obviously cost a bit more because they're sort of fancier, so that's something to take into consideration. Alkaline water has a higher pH, and it has alkaline minerals in it, and people tend to think that because it has a higher pH, it must be better for you. And the way these bottles of alkaline water are labeled are, like, from a marketing perspective, are really, really great, because it certainly does give the illusion when looking at it that this is something way better for you than, obviously your tap water or any of the other options of bottled water that's available in that same section. But actually there is no science to back up or prove that drinking pH water is better for you. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Now, there is some thoughts or some beliefs that drinking alkaline water can lower stomach acidity and that can impact your digestion. Now, again, my opinion on that is you would have to be drinking nothing but that and a lot of it to have that kind of an impact that it would lower your stomach acidity that much. So I don't really know how much of a threat that would be. And there's also the possibility that in excess, it can cause metabolic acidosis. But again, I think you would have to be drinking so much of it all the time that I don't know how realistic that is. Just my honest opinion. Now, the alkaline waters also, they can be quite expensive. So there you go. That's going to factor into your choice. So what do we know? Well, what we know is that the cheapest form of water available to us for drinking is the water that comes right out of our tap. It may not taste great, and taste is going to change depending on where in our travels we go. But it's also the cheapest. Ultimately, you just want to be drinking water because it's good for you. And if drinking a bottled water, makes you feel better or more confident, then by all means do that. And if drinking something that's got flavor or fizz in it helps you to increase your water intake, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's really a personal choice. What do you like the taste of? And are you willing to spend money and how much on purchasing your water? So that's the lowdown on water. And hopefully you're drinking lots and you're living healthy. Remember to click that pinned comment below because you also want to combine your water intake with the 101 superfoods to live an amazingly spectacular healthy life. And please make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss any more of our fantastic videos. Give this one a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I am Coach Tonya with Critical Bench. Have a great day.